Injured here, 3v3 faction war, Angel Gate Orcs versus Imperial Guard blue team. We have Dalron playing a Warboss. This is Freebooters DLC. Fights melee, walks through cover, good offense, disruption and support from the front lines. For nothing alongside is a mech boy. This is also Freebooters DLC. Teleporting Commander puts out some nice range damage, can also repair and put up some structures, support and all sorts of nice stuff. Patbadger rounds out blue team as a Commando knob, infiltrating Commander as you see here, puts out some nice damage, has lots of orky tricks. There's his stun bomb and likes to make things blow up. Red team, Osinksi plays a Commissar Lord, fights melee, good offense and support. LeaderofDoom is an Inquisitor. This is Death Core of Krieg DLC. Fights melee to start off, can get range weapon, good offense, crowd control and a little bit of support from her. And Eerie rounds out red team as a Lord General, fights range, has his retinue to help him out which you can add to throughout the game. Very good defense and support abilities. Fierce firefight at the bottom of the map where these two power points are. Commander knob has gone down. Mech boy weighing in with left hooks versus the guardsman. And just huge shooting going on. Here we see a multi-last turret put up. Mech boy getting a bit overextended, trying to tie up those guardsmen. Two multi-last turrets put up, both of them from Eerie. 493, 492. These guardsmen need to run away from LeaderofDoom. Down to 3 models, but they do get away. Meanwhile, at the top, it's Commissar Lord versus Warboss. 493, 482 is a 2-to-1 for the Orcs early on. Commissar Lord not interested in capping it back, he's going to fight this Warboss. There goes his default shield up. Guardsmen should just take the building and they do so. Triple guardsmen all getting in there. There's his stomp and now the Commissar Lord's in big trouble, caught by sluggers and goes down. And that's how quickly you can lose your commander. Bottom is now very quiet. Lord General retaking the southwest power. Sentinel on the field for LeaderofDoom. Did Eerie have one? Did he lose it? I'm not sure. Here comes a bunch of Dakar from double shooters. At least one squad has big shooters for Dalron, the other squad does not. Warboss and some sluggers. And he's burning out these guardsmen from the bunker. Absolutely crazy damage. He's going to wipe these squads. He is. He's going to wipe that one. He's going to turn around and smack it in the face. Down they go. Huge losses for Osinksi early on. 493, 419. Now burners burning down generators. And I think red team are going to lose all of these gens. What are these sluggers up to? Taking a lot of fire from lasguns. Get enough lasguns and you will eventually kill something. Hasn't killed one of these guys yet though. There is Hammer of the Witches by the Inquisitor taking out a model. That's her starting ability. Very nice. Hard stun and 100 damage. Warboss levels to 2. He's now capping his power and all of the gens go down. Big losses for the Imperial Guard early on. They do have triple gens here. Orcs though have 6 untouched generators up. The Imperial Guard do have 2 here, but they're also getting hit. Commando knob still down. Here comes the mech boy to revive. Should level him to 2. In fact will. Also has electric armor, which is very difficult to deal with if you're Imperial Guard, unless you are the Commissar Lord who can get what is it? Aura of Discipline, which really nicely counters electric armor. 493, 377. Commissar Lord back to his feet. Have lost the indicator of him now though. Sluggers guarding this top VP are gonna meet a very pissed off Commissar Lord and just retreat. Can he get a model? No. Can cap that VP though for a 2-to-1 for the Imperial Guard. Shooters getting in behind this turret and take it down. Might be able to take down the other one too. And in fact they will. Here comes the Lord General. Has lost a lot of health. He's actually quite difficult to take down with his retinue, which can reinforce at any time. There's electric armor on the garrison. Dakar pouring in as well from the shooters, and he needs to retreat these guys. Wow. The mech boy didn't run out of energy. He could have wiped both of them squads. Red team unable to take the northeast. These are Patbadger's shooters, both fully upgraded with Knob Leader and those big shooters, so they are pretty dangerous in tier 1 now as a ranged force. Buildable cover going up. Triple Guardsmen really get nastily outshot by this, I think, especially these Orcs have cover here. 493, 359, sneaky sluggers decapping Red's natural under las fire. Here comes the Inquisitor. Is she going to hammer off the witches? No, looks like she has the crossbow bolt pistol. Very good choice versus Orcs. If not to stop sluggers, then to stop knobs in tier 3. Hammer of the Witches going down on the Commando knob, and he's taking some shots and does retreat. Thought he could sneak in there, but got a bit too close. 493, 344 Orcs taking the northeast again for a double. Reds retaking a natural though. Bottom in constant flux. I don't think anyone is going to bother putting gens down here for a little while. Tier 2 for all the Imperial Guard players to go first, but they are very, very thin, as you can see. Just guardsmen on the field. No Katakans in tier 1. Very, very strange. It's such a strong tier 1 unit, and I didn't see a single squad. Here we have an Inquisitor leading 5 guardsman squads. And that is enough las guns to do some damage. Gonna harass this power here. Can they take all of that down? Perhaps they can. Doing a decent job with all of those guardsmen firing. Here comes the Commissar Lord. Might decap some points or something while he's up there. Mech boy getting straight into base. What is he up to? Trying to electric armor some guardsmen down. He is harassing them quite nicely, but didn't take out any models, I don't think. Chimera on the way for Osinksi. I assume we're going to see some manticores on this map. Warboss went down, just overwhelmed with lasgun fire. There goes some stick bombs. Ouch. From the Commando knob. That's a tier 1 accessory. Bad news for light infantry blobs like that. Inquisitor decapping this power. Really need to harass Orc power. The economy is so strong, and you don't want them getting tier 3 with Orcs before you're ready to try and deal with it. Sluggers coming in here with burners, taking a lot of damage. And will they get away? Taking shots in retreat. They do take out the squad. That was Dowlerons, I believe. Inquisitor now retreats from the looters, who in turn retreat from the Commissar. Can they cap this power or finish bashing gens? One of them looks like the Commissar Lord's going to try and cap it. Meanwhile though, Orcs being sneaky and taking Red's natural again. At least decapping it. Chimera is on the field for Osinski, and we have a Manticore for Eerie and a Manticore for LeaderofDoom, and I think these things are going to be incredibly vital. If Red Team can pull out some nasty squad wipes with these things, they will have a chance. Otherwise, the amount of losses they took in tier 1 and the power harass they took puts the Orcs firmly ahead, I think. For nothing, going for a weird boy. Very good choice in most matchups. Incredibly good versus Imperial Guard, I think. That was some more stick bombs on those guardsmen who get out and can now reinforce. These guys fully upgraded with a Commissar and Sergeant. In fact, all 3 squads are. They will reinforce 3 at a time. And Red retaking a natural. They will have a 2-to-1, 4-4-2, 3-0-1. They've kept the VPs relatively close. Orcs have put 3 generators here. Difficult to defend. PowerPoint 442-299. Manticore strikes coming in. That was both Manticores hitting there. Wow, that's 8 missiles. Plasma guns on these guys. Perhaps should have waited until tier 3. They are very useful versus knobs. Not too useful versus all these shooters and the like. Double sluggers on the way for Dalron. Another Manticore on the way for Eerie, and those things are not cheap. 300, 100. Surprised we didn't see Katakans. Surprised we didn't see any heavy weapon teams. Should get some Katakans now. They are viable in tier 2. Tank busters on the field for Patbadger. He wants to hunt down some Manticores. Now he's going to try and hunt down this Chimera, and look at the damage he's going to lose this thing. Where is the barrage? There's electric armor as well, and the Chimera gets away. There's a Manticore Strike scaring off the tank busters. That was some crazy damage. Weird Boy finishes off the Chimera. Huge loss for Osinksi, and look at the amount of guardsmen that died. I think that was, yes, the special shooter, which is ridiculous. And stick bombs in retreat. Crazy losses. What was that? 10, 11 guardsmen. Some epic play from Patbadger. That Commando Nob's killed about 25 guardsmen or something already. Even more than that. 442, 239. It's a double for the Orcs, and they're taking back this power. The Warboss now has his very scary power claw. Also has cyborg implants and anger bits. Here comes the Manticore Strike. Storm Eagle, it's actually called. All three Orc players getting a Weird Boy. Bad news for the guardsman. As you can see, he's very useful and took out that Chimera with his artillery attack. Very good at dealing with clumps of infantry like this. Does not yet have his Foot of Gork. Commando Nob has improved camouflage. Nice to see a Commando Nob that doesn't just use extra equipment. As you can see, it's allowing him to sneak around for much longer, not draining his energy. Is he going to chuck some stick bombs? Maybe smack him in the face with a shotgun high explosive shot. Stormtroopers on the field for Osinksi. In fact, double Stormtroopers getting their assault kit. They will put out some serious anti-infantry damage from long range. Both squads have assault kits. Orcs camping outside Red's Natural and have overrun the bottom completely. Base turrets keeping these things at bay. We have a Commando Nob trying to get into base, giving line of sight to the tank busters, I think, but goes down immediately from all the base turrets and such. Tank busters trying to dent on the Manticores, but I don't think they can. Hide the boys used on those guys, I believe. That's a global ability of the Commando Nob. Red team retaking northeast. Both commanders having a chat while they do so. Here comes Sluggers using Swampum, but I don't think that's enough to stop all of this firepower. Look at the damage. Might lose that squad. Swampum stopping 50% range damage, so you can tell how much damage was going in there. 442, 151. Guardsmen in a shooting match of shooters and a Weird Boy, which is not a good idea for them. Look at the losses. Good grief. Hell Fury Strike. Scaring off the Orcs. Global ability of the Inquisitor. Red team taking out Orcs power here, but they do have these 2 points still. Orcs starting to go tier 3, which is bad news. Warboss getting impatient and charging into base. Manticore Strike forcing the Orcs off this VP, where they can now decap. Warboss needs to run away here. There we go. We have this force from Osinksi sweeping across the top. Can they bash both powers? Here comes the Commando Nob though. And he is so dangerous with stick bombs and that shotgun. 429, 151, it's a 1-to-1 cat. Red team should be able to take their natural back and get a 2-to-1. Tier 3 now for the Imperial Guard players. Dalron, the only player still in tier 2. There is the high explosive shot. Absolutely decimating guardsmen. This guy's taken out about 50 models by himself. There's a stun bomb. Too bad that he used his energy on that. Could have chucked some stick bombs in retreat path, but here we see some Orcs. There's over there trying to get back into retreat path. These sluggers, really nice Orc play, but the Stormtroopers do get away. Do the guardsmen get away though? Models dropping like flies again. And they do get away, or do they? These guys have a zap on them with 1 hit point and they survive. 417, 151. Manticores at the bottom haven't really paid off, have they, for the Imperial Guard? Haven't seen any huge losses from them. They have forced off the Orcs a few times. Commissar Lord goes down. This Commando Nob, level 5, on an absolute rampage. For nothing, has lost quite a lot of stuff. He's level 3, has the Beamy Death Gun, electric armor and proximity mines. Warboss level 3. Commissar Lord level 3 and down, Inquisitor level 3, and a Lord General level 3 has absolutely no war gear at all. Should have got grenade launchers in tier 1, I think. Tier 3 for everyone. Dowron finally goes. What about red? For nothing can drop on rocks. Patbadger can almost drop a rocks, and Dowron is not far away either. Weird boy shots going in. Red team have really not dealt with the weird boys at all. Should have got some Ogrins on the field. They just have absolutely no durability. They cannot stay in engagements for any amount of time. Really needed some Ogrins to break lines, I think. Plasma gun guardsmen take out some tank busters, I believe, in retreat there. There's a warp vomit. Here comes the Commando. He's being very sneaky, and I think these guardsmen are in trouble. What is he going to do? Is he going to shotgun blast or drop some stick bombs? There is the shotgun blast, and look at the losses. Good grief. And he's going to lose both these guardsman squads, I think, because we have sluggers and a warboss in there. And huge losses for LeaderofDoom. He has a manticore left. It's a 2-to-1 for the Orcs. 385, 133. Guardsmen getting decimated here. Eerie floating tons of wreck. Must be waiting for a baneblade. Warboss forced to retreat. That's crippling volley you see there from the Inquisitor's crossbow bolt pistol. Stick bombers on the field for nothing. He also has a looted tank which is taking tons of damage, taken out in fact by a manticore. Sloppy play from for nothing. No need to overextend that thing. Orcs seem to be actively trying to hunt down those manticores and are losing stuff to it. All they need to do is send in the sneaky Commando knob and drop about 3 rocks on the base. Here we have double commandos for Dowron. Really nice tier 3 unit for Orcs. Commando knob can get them in tier 2 as a global ability. As you can see, they can infiltrate, put out some serious DPS and disruption as well. Ogrins on the way for LeaderofDoom. Finally some backbone to the Imperial Guard. This Commando knob has single-handedly decimated dozens of them because they've got no line breaker at all. Guardsmen taking the northeast. It's a 2-to-1 for the Imperial Guard, starting to sneak across the map here. They've taken his power as well. Lord General loses both of his retinue members. There's a Manticore strike, kills a bunch of Orcs and forces them off. 377 98. Shotgun passively knocking back the Inquisitor. She gets off her Hammer of the Witches and is then disrupted by the Weird Boy. Manticore strike on the shooters. Patbadger happy to just kite them away. Can they perhaps decap Imperial Guard's natural? Here we see Osinksi again pushing across the top and taking out gens. These stormtroopers starting to get some XP, almost level 2. There's Emperor's Wrath. Boom! Accessory of the Commissar Lord. I think the most expensive accessory in the game is like 200 rec, 60 power or something crazy like that. But as you can see, it's very powerful, and there's a rocket run. Ouch, huge losses for the Orcs. That's mostly Dowron stuff. As you can see, Weird Boy just about surviving. Commandos also just about surviving. Good play, I think, by Osinski there all round. I think that was his rocket run. Was certainly his Emperor's Wrath. Manticore on their own base, very risky. Knobs on the field for Patbadger, being very brazen and just running into base there. They have their jammers already. Ogrins in retreat for LeaderofDoom. Tough and dangerous melee unit for Imperial Guard. Looted tank on the field for Dowron. Baneblade almost out for Eerie, and we have a Manticore on the way for Osinski. So red team are going to have 4 Manticores on the field. These stormtroopers getting owned by the tank. Can I lose this squad? No, they get away. Manticore strike on a looted tank, but it's spotted and only takes a partial hit on front armor. Double Commandos infiltrated. Yeah, as you can see, they have a grenade icon. That's because they can throw a burner bomb, which is nasty. Rocks are here on the base against this baneblade, which has just been built. super unit for Imperial Guard. Here's another Orcs. He's going to decimate those guardsmen. Look at the damage. Huge damage to the baneblade as well. There's a Manticore Strike forcing that stuff. And a third Orcs. Unbelievable stuff. This baneblade is going to go down immediately. Look at the damage. Can they finish it off? Here comes the Commando Knob with his rocket launcher. There's right enemy crosshairs. Boom. Baneblade has 275 hit points remaining. Taking beamy death gun hits. And here's a looted tank. And they are going to lose this baneblade immediately. Wow. Emperor's Wrath taking out the looted tank. Crazy action in base here. Was that Emperor's Wrath? No, it wasn't. It was the Baneblade's Demolisher Cannon. Just as it died, got it off. Commissar Lord is right at the top of the map. No way it was him. 349, 49. He's getting his Fist of Brockus now. Had his Power Sword. And he might want to keep the Power Sword. Try and disrupt these knobs, which is pretty much the only way to stop these guys. There is None Shall Fall from the Fist of Brockus. Lots of damage going into these knobs. There's Foot of Gork, nicely dodged by Osinksi. Commissar Lord's gonna die. There is Emperor's Wrath, and it goes off even if he's dead and wipes out the knobs. Whoa. 341, 49. Crazy. Patbadger WTF indeed. Mech Boy died, taking out the Baneblade, it looks like. 335, 49. A 2-to-1 for Imperial Guard. And despite all of that craziness, Red Team retain all 4 of their Manticores. Sluggers, I don't think, want to get into fight with a fully upgraded Ogryn squad. Stick Bombers here, forced to retreat. Commando Knob still running around with that rocket launcher. The right enemy crosshairs can wipe a infantry squad if it's badly positioned and bunched up. Orcs retaking the northeast, 311, 49. I think the Orcs could have had this game a long time ago if they didn't focus so much on getting the Manticores down. There's another Manticore Strike. Should give the Knob leader to the Commandos, I think. Gives them a really nice rocket launcher. Here comes the Commando Knob again. What is he up to? As you can see, the base turret is missing from here, so he has free reign. He cannot escape the base turrets though, and is forced to retreat. As you can see, the HQs of the Imperial Guard have their own heavy bolters. The only HQs in the game to have their own defenses. 269, 49, 2-to-1 for Imperial Guard. Now defending their power. Warboss with his Power Claw going after this Manticore and takes it out easily. Had usage choppers as well, but wasn't really needed. Level 7, very nearly level 8 Warboss. Mech Boy level 6 and down. Manticore Strike on the VP. Frenzied Knobs though will take no damage. Commando Knob level 8 has killed entire regiments of guardsmen. Osinski's Commissar Lord level 5. Inquisitor level 6 fully kitted out, now has Inferno Pistol, Bergatus and Mandate. Not sure why he changed to the Inferno Pistol. Crossbow Will Pistol, Crippling Volley would help versus the knobs. 261, 44. Battle Wagon now on the field for nothing. Imperial Guard, lots of pressure on their base here. There's the Death Roller running over little Humies. Ogryn's now trying to get into melee. They are a melee heavy unit, so will heavily damage this Battle Wagon. And there's a Manticore Strike. Direct hits on the Battle Wagon, taking huge damage. That's 3/4 of its health gone. Those of Orcs get out of it. There's a Purgatus, beautifully hit from leader, and down goes the Battle Wagon. What was For Nothing thinking? Commando Knob trying to sneak and take out Manticores, and Orcs in full retreat. Orcs, completely obsessed with taking those Manticores down, are losing VPs here. A bunker is here as well. None Shall Fall is up on these guardsmen, but they have some infiltrated commandos to deal with. Warboss disrupted by his own Weird Boy, but does take down the Commissar Lord, and he's almost level 9 now. Hell Fury Strike misses pretty much everything. Forget the Mantis, says Patbadger finally. You have 2 commanders down here. 219-44 sluggers thrown into the Ogrins. Not sure they appreciate that, because Ogrins are bad news for sluggers generally. What level are these guys though? They are level 4 slugger boys as well. There's a warp vomit forcing off all of the Imperial Guard, and a Manticore Strike in turn forces off all the Orcs. Nob squad on the field now for nothing. Can't believe Patbadger lost his to a single Emperor's Wrath. That was crazy. Imperial Guard capping top. And they're capping Blues natural. They might get a triple here, albeit a brief one. Nob's catching the Lord General in retreat. He has a melter gun, level 7. Don't think we saw enough utility from that guy. He can really help engagements with his retinue members. Didn't see any of them. Commando, repurchased by Patbadger, is switching back to his nasty murdering shotgun. Warboss charging into the VP. Nothing there though. 153-44 is a double cap. Now a 2-to-1 for Imperial Guard, and the Warboss has got a problem with this bunker now, and he's smacking it good and proper. Battle wagon on the field for Patbadger, and Ogrins in combat with Nobs. These are huge armor Nobs, but they are forced off. Fully upgraded Nobs there. Inferno pistol getting shots off on those commandos. Her mandate was up, which saved her for a little while, but she does go down. Power fist for Commissar Lord now going after the battle wagon, which decides to fly. If Orcs think a battle wagon can fly, it will fly. There's a foot of Gork on his guardsman and a Emperor's Wrath. Absolute chaos. Battle wagon on the field. Sorry, baneblade on the field for LeaderofDoom. Not a good choice with 2 Nob squads though. They have no way to control these Nobs at all. The Inquisitor giving up her crossbow bolt pistol. They do have Purgatus, and that is pretty much it. Commissar Lord now has the flak jacket. Manticore Strike and Demolisher Cannon. Warboss levels, is he level 10? No, he's level 9. Frenzied Nobs going back after this baneblade. 142-32 Nobs now have a double, and this should be the game. Stormtroopers forcing off the weird boy. There's a rocket run. We'll save the baneblade, I think, if you can keep it moving. Big zap shots. Boom. Misses the guardsman. Nobs still in on this baneblade, but it's being repaired by a bunch of squads. And the double cap, wins it for the Orcs. Absolutely crazy action. This Kommando Nob was running riot against the guardsman. Orcs got a bit too preoccupied with taking down his manticores, which they never did fully. There's still one alive here. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time. Can anything beat the Orcs?